Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of 17 properties. And just before we get started, if you're coming to town, great thing to do is to sign up for a tour this weekend. It's just over on that side. So let's get to today's list. Costigan is the first one up, Suite 511. 284.9. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-washroom. And I've always believed that at this price, raise it up another $10,000, get that second washroom. I think it's a real value-added feature if you can get it. I love the accent wall just off of the dining, I guess, area right there. And it's got a really good floor plan. I've been in this model or this suite before, and it's quite nice. Not this one, but that column. That being said, 284.9 is actually a pretty good price. We've seen the units there flatline a little bit, and I think they're probably due for a little bit of a kick up soon. So it might be a good time to look at that building. Baverstock 379. And it's a Moorside corner, or yeah, it's a Moorside corner. We've talked about this one. There was one at 389 that was listed with a finished basement. This one, I think, inside has far better finishes, although it doesn't have the finished basement. It's got a vinyl floor, so it was actually an upgrade in some of the Mattamy townhomes and some of the phases to do ceramics, believe it or not. And the rest of the home, the kitchen's a little bit plain. Overall, this is a good price. This is what these models were selling for last year, like last summer. So I think that they've got a really good price here. Baverstock, I think, has there's a park close by for the kids. It's a good neighborhood. And Kennedy Circle. So this one is probably about 350 square feet bigger than the previous one. Same idea with the corner property. And there's still only 3 bedrooms here, but you've just got bigger. It just feels a little bigger. You've got the front room there, plus the kitchen, eat-in, and then you also have another family room just off of there. The kitchen's not huge. I can't see more than one person working in the kitchen. There's some pot lights, and it says it fronts onto farmland. Well, hey, guess what? It's not going to be farmland for too long. So just keep that in mind. It is nice walking distance to Metro. You can go get a Starbucks coffee, pick up some Chinese food. There's some good stuff close by that's within walking distance. And the new Tim Hortons at Kennedy Circle and Louis St. Laurent is coming up soon too. So Ferguson is 384.9. And so these 2-story ones typically float in the maybe higher than 350 up to maybe 370. It's got a finished basement. I don't like the layout for me personally because it's just not as open concept with the kitchen, so you don't have any flow in between the dining and family room. You're kind of walking through the room, which cuts down on your usable space. Upstairs, it looks nice, double sinks in the ensuite, and then having the finished basement is definitely helping them. Not my favorite floor plan, and nothing against these guys. I think that comparing this and the farmstead ones and what they usually sell for, it's probably not that far off. There is a $46 fee per month, and that's just for the outdoor maintenance. It's for snow removal and also for snowplow, as often as that's happened this year. So Houston Drive is at 389, and it's a semi-detached, and so it's got this winding, long layout. This is a very long home, okay? So you can see how far the front door is. You go down a hallway, you've got this open room here, and you've got some pot lights. All the colors are good. It's been decorated well. And then, so further past, you can see the staircase. You've got the kitchen that opens up to another family room. So it's like the formal living dining, and then the kitchen opening up to the rest. And they got those green apples, which is always good as a selling feature. I don't know why. Green apples are like a good luck charm. Now, if you look in the basement, you can kind of see some I don't know if that's just the pixels in like the way the shot was taken. It doesn't look finished. It kind of looks a little bit bumpy right here, and I'm not even sure if that's a concrete floor. So it says partly finished. I think that there's probably some work to be done in this basement. At 389, it is a pretty big home though. I think even without the basement there, you could argue that this one might be still in the right price range. Hard to tell without seeing it in person. Holly Avenue is at 399. It's a Roth mill. Not my personal favorite floor plan. I think that the eat-in with the kitchen, it's got a lot of space. I mean, you've got a little breakfast bar plus an area here, and then you've got the family room. That's probably the first floor. That's the one I think on the second level, and then you've got your 3 bedrooms upstairs. I think 19 something square feet, 399. We've got another one here on Diamont for 419, and it's the same kind of thing. It's a 3-story. It's got a double car garage, but you don't really have a backyard. You've got a deck above your garage, and that's about it. Now, this is a little bit silly. I'm gonna hold my tongue here, but you see the way it's like the letters with the dots. I get it. Like, you don't have to spell it out in that much detail. It's okay. Okay, so Connor's Landing, this is what we call muir posting, which means that the owners have decided to represent themselves as a listing agent. You hire a company, usually for a couple $100, and they'll put it up on the MLS system. But what we see is with a lot of these listings is that there's certain agents that really don't push these. Okay, so there's some marketing that's lost definitely by not having a listing agent. The home itself is about 1,800 square feet, 448.5. The photos look good. I wish there was 8 or 9 of them. Probably will be at some point. To me personally, I see better value with semis and even some of the detached homes in that price range. Bonnet Crescent's been out for a while. It's only linked by the garage, so your bedrooms, everything else is not really attached to your neighbor. And so it's a big kitchen. You've got granite countertops. You've got, even that hood is not cheap to put in. Stainless steel appliances. You can see how long this has been listed for when you've got stockings on your fireplace. So it's okay to take new pictures. If your home's taken a bit longer to sell, you got to keep refreshing things. I always say that to people. We'll change the front shot. We want to constantly be looking at how we can keep it as a fresh new listing. And then you've got the basement down here too. The shots are a little bit dark. You get an extra shower there. And you've got 2-car parking in the driveway. So finished basement, it's helping this one. I still don't know if I see it in the right range up there. And it seems to be, I think I saw an offer on it a little while back. Don't quote me on that though. Who knows? It's tough. Sometimes you really have to go see this stuff. I give my first impression based on these listings, and sometimes reality can be completely different when you go to see them. Dolby Crescent 478.9, and so we're looking at a Mattamy home. It's a 4-bedroom, great gardens outside, and so you've got your front living dining room. There's your family room, and then this is your kitchen. And you can see it's very well updated. It's a Lindsay model, so it's about 1,800 square feet. And then they even have this neat little extra space around the fridge that you get a ton of storage space. Hardwood floors upstairs. There's no finished basement here. 478, you know, to be honest, what we're seeing with these models is if they're basic, they're floating in the 430 to 440 range. If they're well upgraded, if they really create a wow, we see tremendous opportunity and upside, and we're seeing them sell right in that range. So if it looks really good, if it's impressive in person, they might have the juice to get up there. So Deacon Drive is 524.9. Semi-detached, you've got, or not semi-detached, a double car garage, and you're about 2,000 square feet, nice open entryway, and they've done the door inserts here. Big room here that could be used as like a combined family room with a dining room. And you also have an area in the kitchen where you could put a table. Sundial homes, these homes are not known for having huge kitchens. So that's the thing. You get actually an awesome lot. It's 109 feet deep, which is about 30 feet deeper than most of the Mattamy homes. You've got your crown moldings in there. They've done some good work in the kitchen, slate backsplash. You've got looks like a loft upstairs plus 4 bedrooms. And so, yeah, usually that one doesn't have a loft. So I don't know if maybe they've opened up the one of the bedrooms and made it just that big open space upstairs. Looks good though. I think it's a little bit bigger than the one that's for sale on Freeman for 507. I think there's probably equal value. I could see this one. It's a bit of a tricky layout, but I could see it selling for pretty close to what they're asking. Pringle, 539. It's a walnut, 2427 square feet, and this is the cutout to the kitchen, and then you've got an archway that you walk through, and you can see your family room, kitchen, dining, and living room. So it can be a really handy floor plan. The living room can be closed off, and you can use it as an office, so that can be pretty handy for people. I like this model. I haven't seen one listed in a long time, and 539 is probably not that far off where it could be. And I think there might even be a possibility here where you're doing 4 driveway spaces, which is getting sometimes tricky to find, and there's not a lot of them usually listed that have the 4 spaces. Cost again $549. I don't have a lot of information on this one. It doesn't really say much about size. It's a 4-bedroom home. It's got some hardwood floor on the ground level, 9-foot ceilings. Beyond there, I don't have enough information. Scott Boulevard, 3,300 square feet. We're jumping up to about $670 on the price. It's got a third-story loft, and we talked about the same model that's actually for sale over on Stringer. And so you've got a little bit of a hobby room right in here, a little place where you could have a computer or anything else. The kitchen, I mean, it's hard to sell a vacant home. That's your family room there. You've got your second floor. That's your master ensuite. And then you get up to the 3rd story, and that's what you see. So the one on Stringer's put some walls in. They've divided it nicely. This one is just not competing. Like, it's just, the Stringer one kills this one. The privacy, the extra finishes, the things that they've done there are far superior. So this one's going to have a real tough time. And it's hard to sell upgraded, nice home, or like bigger homes on Scott, because people have choices, and when you're moving to that real sort of executive, like that move up home, you don't want to be on a busy street. There was one almost at the corner of Derry and Scott that took a real long time to sell, and it was heavily upgraded, it was big, and they weren't hitting $669, and I think that was a better home. So this home here, I always have problems with the pronunciation of this. So it's Nasagawaya Esquessing line, okay? I think that it's something like squeezing. I can never figure it out. I get all the streets wrong. Doesn't matter. You know where it is. I'll show you on a map. It's this street right here. So you're looking at between Side Road 17, Side Road 25. This is Highway 25 right here. You got Blue Springs Golf Club just up top here. You got a bit of a quarry down here. You've got the golf clubs, Scotch Block, all that kind of stuff is around. So that's where it is. It's not that far from Milton. I don't have any photos. The virtual tour link doesn't work, or it didn't work at the time when I did the video. It's got 5 bedrooms, but it looks like it's 2 upstairs plus 3, I guess, on the main floor. And you're talking about a pretty good sized lot. I think if the home's half decent, it looks like it's certainly in the range where it should be. And finally, we've seen a lot of stuff listing for like 800, 900, a million, $1,000,001. Hasn't been impressive to me. This one here is impressive. Inglis Drive, 1.399, 1.5 acres. It's got a pond here. But this is the first one that really has some wow features. Nice high ceilings in the family room. Great looking kitchen, well done, the photos look terrific, and you also have this very impressive basement with a walkout. There's tons of windows. You've got that really impressive fireplace there. There's the pond, and if you check the virtual tour, watch the video, and he's a great videographer, by the way, and what you're going to see, watch for the wine cellar. It's towards the end of it. Very impressive. If you love wine, that is a dream come true. So this is a great property, real excited about it. And like I said, I don't think there's a lot out there that's a real move-in ready, knock your socks off. And so this one might slide in really, really nice. And the stuff that really is awesome, usually we're seeing that pass the 2. So nice stuff. And if you have any questions, give us a call. If you want to see any, if you want to go see this Inglis one, definitely give me a call, because I'd love to go check it out. And have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Monday.